Yo, what is going on, guys? We're back today for a very exciting video. Cyber Weekend starts on Friday. It's going to be the biggest, baddest, best deals we've ever seen in mcoc. So I'm going to be trying to predict them. I have a pretty good track record of predictions in the past. One year I made a prediction and I was spot on like a ton of stuff. So this is totally just my guesstimations, but after playing the game for 5 years, I have a pretty good idea into how Kabam thinks and how history repeats itself and what can change, and just some ideas. So don't take this as this is what the offers are going to be. Take this as getting a little bit excited. Oh, that for some possibilities. And yeah, let's get into it. It was really good to make one of these videos again as well. Remember the first time I made a predictions video for one of these events, it was like, I think maybe like 2 years ago or something, and it was a lot of fun, and I'm gonna definitely continue doing it. So let's get started. So the way this is a lot different. Before I just did it in like a Google sheet and typed it all out. That was not good formatting wise. Karate Mike made a predictions video as well. Shout out to him. I saw how he did it with spreadsheets. I'm like, that looks so much cleaner, so I decided to do that as well. Mine and his predictions are pretty different, so it's definitely good to see both of ours to get a perspective, because neither one of us is going to be 100% right, but I'm sure both of us have some stuff that are going to be right, and it's really cool to see as well, to compare predictions to what actually comes when the offers arrive this weekend. But let's get started. So here, this is just the July weekend deals that we had earlier this year, so we're just going to use this kind of as a reference point. So yeah, this is what it looks like. If we scroll over to the side here, we can see everything else. So we got the unit-based offers. So this is the 10K Nexus bundle, 10K Catalyst bundle, and then the extras after that. And then, yeah, we got the Odin, everything like that. So let's quickly talk about July weekend. So we had a little bit of 6-star shards, a little bit of tier 5 basic in the Peter Parker's wallet. We had a T3A and some T5CC and Star-Lord's loot bag. We had a lot of signature stones in the Tony Stark's briefcase. Now this was probably this was by far the best offer for like money to in-game value if you're going to spend. Like just buying this offer, I'm sure a lot of people only picked this up, and that's smart. That's definitely smart. Best bang for your buck, especially earlier this year when 6 stones, I mean 6 stones still are pretty rare, but even rarer when this offer came out. So it was $30 and you got 35 generic 6-star 6 stones, and you could buy this offer 3 times. So just insane value on this one, man. You get 105 6-star signature stones for under $100 US. That was an insane. And there was 10K 6-star shards as well, some 5-star 6 stones. So very interested to see how this one turns out, and we'll talk about my prediction once we get there. Then we had a Black Panthers treasure, which was $50, 1,500 units just about, as a 6-star basic Nexus, 5K 6-star shards, 10% tier 5 class Catalyst, and then tier 4 selectors. I really like seeing these tier 4 class Catalyst selectors. I hope that also makes a return. Then also some T2A, and then with the big Papa Daddy Odin vault, man, we had a 6-star class Nexus selector, which we have seen now a couple times in a row. So I'm thinking it's finally time for this to be shaken up. But I did think that's last time, but we'll see. Then there was 9,000 tier 3 alpha fragments, a quarter of a tier 5 class catalyst selector, 8 T2A, 2 tier 5B, some gold. So that was all the offers for money. And then for the units, the 1K offer just had some 5-star stuff. I'm hoping this is upgraded 6-star stuff, but again, we'll talk about my prediction once we get there. Then for 4K units, we had 3 tier 5 basics, 14,000 tier 6 basic fragments, 6-star basic Nexus crystal, and 26 stone crystals. And then what they ended up doing, this is going to be the hardest part by far to predict, because they can change it on a whim. For July weekend, they ended up doing a 10K Nexus bundle and a 10K Catalyst bundle. So in the 10K Nexus, for units, for the Nexus bundle, we had 75 6 stone crystals, so those are random. We had the 2020 6-star Nexus crystal with 10 options. I would love to see this for 2021, but I don't think we're going to see that, because for a simple reason, when we saw this, 2020 was over. This was in 2021. I don't think we're going to see a 2021 Nexus crystal before 2021 is over. I would love to see it if we did. I hope I'm proven wrong on that. And then we had a 6-star rank of gem crystals 1 to 2. Again, these are crystals though, so a random class. And then the other offer, but the cool thing is this 6-star Nexus crystal had 10 options, 10 champions. That was huge. But Kabam didn't even advertise that part. It was, we didn't realize that until we started opening them. But then we had the catalyst bundle that was a lot of the new catalysts. So it was half of a tier 6 basic catalyst and half of a tier 3 alpha catalyst, which is quite a bit of fragments at the time. Once again, it's all relevant to time. And then there was 6-star 6-known selector, so it's basically 30 generics. You just pick the class, and it's 10. And then a full tier 5 class catalyst selector, and then 4 of the featured 6-star crystals. Then the bonus offer was a 6-star generic awakening gem. So why did we go over all that? Just to gauge and get an idea of what these offers are looking like, to how they're going to change. That's how I predict these offers, man. You got to look at history, and history does repeat itself, but there's usually changes. So we got to try to predict those changes. So without further ado, let's go jump to my predictions. Let's start with the Parker's wallet. So you're going to see question marks. Now, any question marks is just an unknown. Like, I think there's a chance we could see this. And in a lot of these, there's just a lot more stuff in them here, but a lot of them have the question marks. The question marks are just like maybes. They're maybes, and they're just kind of added on. Like, this could be in there, but if there's not a question mark, that's what I'm predicting is going to be in there. But there's, like I said, there's a chance with the question mark stuff. That's what it means. And if there's an exclamation mark, that means I'm hoping it's there too, which is these tier 4 CC selectors. But let's start with Parker's wallet. So I'm thinking it's going to have a T2A and some 6-star shards. I think that's what it's going to be. Maybe even more than one T2A. But yeah, I definitely think the Parker's wallet is going to be T2A and 6-star shards. That's really all I'm thinking there. And all these bundles have gold. We just have that written there. And then I think the Star-Lord's loot bag is going to be tier 5 basic. So I think Parker's wallet is going to be alpha, and then the next step up is going to be tier 5 basic. So if you buy all those bundles, you're going to get some of those catalysts. And then again, some 6-star shards, 2 to 5,000. It's in that range. I'm guessing somewhere in that range. Like I said, it's super hard to predict exact numbers, so I like to give myself a bit of a range to guess within. And then a 10% T5CC selector. Maybe see that tacked in there as well. A crystal or a selector. I could see either. And then you're going to see the trend, a big trend with all my predictions, is that I'm really predicting that Kabam is going to put a lot more of the tier 6 basics and tier 3 alphas throughout Cyber Weekend. A lot more. I think we're going to see a lot. I think we're going to see a massive influx of those materials in the economy. I think it's about to be flooded. I think there's going to be a ton of rank 4s by the end of Cyber Weekend. So now let's go jump to Tony Stark's briefcase. So this is one of the offers that I'm really, really excited to see, especially because for July weekend earlier this year, it was such an insane offer on the Sig Stones and the shards. So I'm thinking 20 to 50 6-star Sig Stones. And again, there's an exclamation mark, so I'm hoping that we see that again. 20 to 50, anywhere in there I'd be fine with, even if it's only 20. And then a 6-star basic Nexus, I think we could see that in there. Or just 6-star shards, 5 to 10,000 I could see being in there. I don't think we're going to see a Nexus and shards. I think it'll be one or the other. And then I put some 5 to 10% T3A and tier 6B. I think we could just see it sprinkled in. Again, this is just a guess. That's why there's a question mark on that one. That's definitely unsure, but I think it could be small amounts sprinkled in to all kinds of the offers. And of course, some gold. Now let's move up to the Black Panthers treasure. So here I'm thinking we're going to see a cool crystal. Either a 5 champion 6-star basic Nexus crystal. So it's regular Nexus, but instead of 3 champs to pull from, it's 5. That's the basic pool. Or a dual class 6-star Nexus that you can select, like, so you choose. So because we've seen those offers for the dual class 6-star Nexus crystals, I think we could I think we saw the dual class, and then I think we saw a Nexus version of it too. So I think we could see something like that. So you pick one of the 3 dual class crystals with this offer. I think one or the other. I think one or the other of these. I think we could definitely see it. I'm hoping this is, again, I should put some exclamation marks here. This is a bit more hopeful, wishful thinking. We might see a basic Nexus, but I hope it's something a bit more spicy. And then I could see anywhere from 5 to 10k 6-star shards, depending on what they do here. I could see anywhere from 5 to 25% tier 6 basic and tier 3 alpha, and 10 to 25% tier 5 CC selectors. Some T2A and T5B, don't know how much. Also depends if they put in a lot of this. Then tier 4 class catalyst selectors, I really hope they do continue the trend and put these in there again. And then some sig stones. Like there's a lot here. I definitely don't think all this is going to be in here, but yeah, I think they're going to pull a couple of these categories and use them. Like I said, it depends. If they put a lot of sig stones here, then they probably won't put the sig stones here. But if this year they decide to take the sig stones out of the 20 Starks briefcase, then we could definitely see it in the Black Panthers treasure. All right, now only the big stuff left, the big unit stuff and the Allfather Odin stuff. So let's go ahead and move this over a bit. Why is it not? What the? There we go. All right, get that scrolled over to about there. All right, so let's talk about the Odin. So $100, 3,100 units. This is obviously the big bad offer. That's usually always the craziest thing. So it's been the same for a while. It's just been the whole, 6-star Nexus selector, class selector, which is awesome. When it first came out, that was one of the coolest things I'd seen, and it was fantastic. I think it was a year ago at this point. I think it was last Cyber Weekend we saw the first one of this. I could be mistaken, but I think we've seen that be the big ticket item in the Odin. I think it's been at least 2 of the big days, like Cyber Weekend and July Weekend are both one of the 2 big days of the year. So we've definitely seen it be the big ticket item twice, maybe, I think only twice. I think it's time for something new. Karate Mike was guessing that it was going to be just a 5 champion 6-star basic Nexus. Yeah. I put that down in the Black Panthers treasure. I really don't think that's a big enough ticket item to be in the Odin. Personally, I would rather have a class Nexus selector than a 5 champ 6-star basic Nexus, because I want to choose the class that I'm targeting for the champion I'm targeting. I don't want to be pulling from the basic pool, even if it's 5 champions. Maybe if it was like 10 champions, then I'd be a bit more inclined. If that's what it is, if it's a 10 champion 6-star Nexus basic crystal, we could see that. I just thought of that now, so it's not written, but that would be cool. I'd be cool with that. But what I'd really love to see is just keep the whole thing with the 5 champion class Nexus selector, but just make it 5 champions instead of 3. I think that's the perfect spice needed. That's actually huge. Just having 2 more options on your Nexus of the targeted class you want is huge, man. That's huge. And remember, you can buy up to 3 of these Odins, so that's like 15 champions you're going to be getting, like, popping up from your neck. Of course, there could be the same champion twice. Like Seaton, he'd probably get Loki in all 3 of his, but you guys know what I mean. I think and I hope to see that. I should put an exclamation mark here because that's what I'm really hoping to see. That's what I'd love to see. But again, if we see it like a 10 champion 6-star basic Nexus crystal, that would be cool. I'd be happy with that. Okay, so let's keep talking about what other stuff can be in here. I think we're definitely going to see tier 6 basic and tier 3 alpha fragments in the Odin. How much? It's tough to say. I'm thinking anywhere from 25 to 50%, because remember, last year we had only tier 3 alpha fragments in the Odin, which is weird. There was no tier 6 basic fragments in the Odin, which is very odd. But those tier 5 or tier 6 fragments were elsewhere. They're right here. They're in this 4K unit bundle, and then there's no tier 3 alpha fragments in this part. So it's weird how they separated the catalyst there. Both were represented just in weird and different spots. But I think this year they're just both going to be in the Odin, and I think anywhere from 25 to 50%. Yeah, I don't think Kabam is ready to give out a full catalyst of each in these Odins, because remember, these can be bought 3 times. So if there was a catalyst of each and you bought 3 times, that'd be a new rank 4, which, if Kabam is feeling extremely generous, maybe, but this is Kabam. Generosity is not in their slogan. So yeah, I'm thinking 25 to 50%. I also think we'll see probably a tier 5 class catalyst selector. It depends. How much it is depends what all is in this Odin. If it's chock full of other stuff, We might not even see a tier 5 class catalyst selector. If it's not chock full of a lot of other stuff, then I could see it just being a full 100% one. If there's a lot of other stuff, I could see it just being like a 25 or 50% one. We'll have to see. And then sig stones. Again, it depends if there's sig stones in the other deals, but I think we could see 10 to 30 with each Odin. And then again, tier 5 basic, tier 2 alpha, we could see it. It depends what all they're putting in here, how much clutter they want in this Odin. So who knows? And then I could also see maybe a rank up gem crystal, but that was just more of a, I think it could be a possibility. And then 1 to 2 million gold. So that's what I'm thinking for the Odin, man. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, all right, let's go ahead and start talking about one of the most exciting parts, the unit deals. So these ones are interesting. And like I said, these are also by far the hardest to predict. So for July weekend, they had the Nexus bundle and the Catalyst bundle. Like I said, this is just totally what I came up with. I'm just a guess. When I'm thinking, maybe I'll predict the future. Who knows? I'm thinking they're gonna do one as like a rank up bundle and one as like an awakening more focused bundle. So in the rank up bundle, let's start there. So each of these are 10k units. Actually, before we talk about that, let's talk about what you have to do to get to that. So you have to spend 5k units before that. Usually, again, this could even be changed. I doubt it, but it could be. So the 1k units advanced bundle, I'm thinking, hopefully, this is a lot more wishful thinking on this stuff here. Like this stuff's just super hard to predict, but I'm thinking 10 to 20 6-star sig stones. Those could definitely be random. I don't think they'll be generic. 3 to 10k 6-star shards. An assortment of tier 5 basic and tier 2 alpha, maybe 1, maybe 2 of each, maybe fragments, who knows, I don't know. And then a 6-star basic crystal, all for 1,000 units. That's a phenomenal deal. And then for the 4k units, I could see, or I could also see this being a Nexus. This could be a Nexus. I think I might have meant that to be a Nexus. I don't know. It's only 1k units, but so for 4k units, I think we could see some tier 6 basic and tier 3 alpha. And again, it's not unreasonable to think that because there was tier 6 basic fragments in this 4k deal. So I definitely think that we could see some here, probably both of them this time. And I'm thinking anywhere from 10 to 30% of a catalyst of each in there. And then tier 5 class catalyst selector, anywhere from 25 to 50%. I'd love to see a 6-star Nexus selector in here, like just 3 champions. This used to be the big ticket item. I mean, it still might be. But I'd love to see it in here because this would give free-to-play players a chance to open it that can't spend on the deals, like Brian Grant. I'd love to see him open up one of these. So yeah, I hope that's in there. And then some more sig stones, 10 to 30. Again, probably not generic, maybe random. Maybe you get to choose the class, something like that. So that's what I'm thinking for the first couple offers. Then, so rank up and awakening. Let's start with the rank up one. So I'm thinking, I think there's a really, really high chance that with the 10k offers, in one of them, you're going to get a full catalyst of each. A straight up full catalyst. I don't think there's going to be more. I was thinking, like, would Kabam offer more than one? And again, this is Kabam. Generosity, not their slogan. So I don't think we're going to see more than one in either of these 10k offers. I'd love to see it if we do. I hope I'm proven wrong on that, but I don't think we will. I think one is the most, and I think it's reasonable to think we will get one because last year or earlier this year it was half in one portion of the 10k deals that focused on that new material. It was half of each catalyst, so I think it's totally fair to get a full one now. Really, this is what you want to get if you're focused on getting more rank 4s. So one of each catalyst, a 2 to 3 generic rank up gem, so you can take any 6-star that's at maybe a 1 to 2 and a 2 to 3. That might be a bit much, but I think we could see a 2 to 3 generic rank up gem. I don't think we've seen that before. If we have, it's extremely rare and not given out to everyone. But that would be good because any 6-star you have at rank 2, boom, you just give them the generic rank up gem. You can save the catalyst, and then this helps you get the tier 6 basic and the tier 3 alpha. So you need to rank 4 them. And then I think we'll see a 10 champion 6-star Nexus crystal. Again, this is the crystal that actually could be in the Odin, which I was thinking of, which would be cool. I'm thinking it's more suited to be here though, because like I said, like we saw before, there was a 10 option one here being a 2020. If it is a 2021, that would be so dope. That would be so sick, man. that would be phenomenal. I don't think it will though, because like I said, 2021 is not over. So I think just a 10 champion nexus of like the basic pool, maybe even more than 10 if it's the basic pool, maybe like 10 to 20. That'd be insane. That'd be so cool. Or maybe two of them, maybe two of those crystals being 10 champ, or maybe two of them being 5 champion, something like that. But some cool nexus crystal that has more than 3 options. That's what I think we're going to see there. And then 30 to 80 sig stones, probably not generic, but probably selective in you can choose the class or something to that effect. That's what I'm thinking for this one bundle, for focused on like rank 4s. Then on the other side of the spectrum, we have the 10k awakening bundle, which again, this one's more focused on awakening your 6 stars and getting them ready for rank 4, whereas this one's focused on taking them to rank 4 and maybe acquiring some more with the awakening bundle as well. So I'm thinking just straight up 6-star generic awakening gem, boom, that's the big ticket item here. And then actually that might not even be the big ticket item here, these sig stones. So I'm thinking just a fat ton of sig stones, 100 to 200 generic sig stones. Or what we've seen in the past, I was debating putting this in there, but there wasn't enough room, so I'm just gonna tell you. There's been like plus 99 sig stones for 4 stars. I remember when that offer came out. I was still in high school, and I used it on my Scarlet Witch. I remember buying it. It was for 4 stars, and it was huge at the time. So it was plus 99 generic sig. So it was basically a stone to max sig any champion. I think we could see that in here. Just a max plus 199 sigs for a 6-star. Boom. You put that into any 6-star. Boom. They're sig 200. They're good to go. I would love to see that. I think we could. Because if you want to have 2 big bundles and one has materials for rank 4, the game's focused on rank 4s. So if you want people to buy the other bundle and you want there to be like decision making there, you have to make it worth it. This is how you make it worth it. A ton of sig stones, 100 to 200. Love to see the plus 199. That'd be cool. I don't know if we're gonna see that, but I think I'd rather just see like 200, because then, you know, your champion's probably not sig 1. It's probably, so you probably lose out on some sigs, but it'd still be cool to see. So I think it's just a lot of sig stones there for this part. And then 3 to 5 6-star future crystals. We saw something similar here with the 4 future crystals, which would be cool. I'd love to see it. More chances at Hercules for me. I think we will see a bunch of feature crystals in one of the deals, like they did, and I like that. I think that's pretty cool. And then I think we'll see a tier 5 class catalyst selector, and then 20 to 50% of the tier 6 basic and tier 3 alpha fragments. I think there will still be some in the other offer. Like I'm thinking full catalyst in one offer, and then the other offer, you know, there's still some fragments, but obviously that's not what this bundle's about, so there shouldn't be a ton. I think 50 is too much. I think anywhere from like 20 to 25% would be good, in my opinion, for these deals. If I was working at Kabam and I was making these offers, like I think this would be pretty fair, and I think it would be. I'd love to see these 2 offers, man. I'd be very curious to see which one people would pick more of. Let me know what you guys would pick. If you'd pick the Awakening or the rank up from that I created for 10k units. Would you spend 10k units on one of these? And which one would you pick? And why? I think it'd be interesting. Personally, if I was to pick between one of these right now, I think I'd go for this one. Just an Awakening gem, sig stones. Hell yeah, more chances at Hercules. Which is good, but I think a lot of whales would go for this one because they want more rank 4s quicker, and that's totally fair. So I think, yeah, these are pretty balanced in my eyes anyways. And then after you pick up the 10k unit offer, that's 15k units gone. There's going to probably be a bonus offer. There's definitely going to be a bonus offer, and I think it'll probably be 3k units. I think I had written on there before as like 2 to 5k units. It could be somewhere in there for the cost. I'm hoping to see multiple offers for Cyber Weekend, or sorry, for July weekend. All we saw was a 6-star generic Awakening gem, which is sick. I was surprised to see that as well. For only 3k units, that's such a good deal at 1.5 million gold. But with these offers, you know, the generic being a main focus in one of these bundles, I don't think we'll see it again. If they do opt to put the generic in one of the bundles and use that as like a big high ticket item versus like these catalysts here in another one, I don't think they'd put it again for 3k units. So I think we could just see a 6-star Awakening Gem Crystal for around 3K units, 2 to 3K units. Maybe they knock the price down a bit from the 3K, since they already gave us a generic for 3K. Or what they could do is give us a 6-star Nexus Awakening gem. So basically, you have 50% of it. Yeah, you have a 50% chance to get the class you want. And I mean, even if you don't get the class you want, you can probably get the second class you want. Like, so I think a 6-star Nexus Awakening gem would be really cool, something new as well, and just something different from the generic. But still, you have some say. And then I could see there just being a tier 5 class catalyst selector for like 2,000 to 3,000 units. If you want, you need choose a class, boom, a full one. There you go. I think we could see some more tier 6 basic and some more tier 3 alpha fragments on offer once you spend all the units. Thinking anywhere from 10 to 50%. Yeah, I could see it having like 50% of each catalyst for like 5K units or something like that. Who knows? And I think there could also be like a pack of Sigstone deal that has like 50 to 100 signature stones, something like that. And if, like I said, if I was at Kabam, I wish I was, man. I wish I could make these offers. I'd make such cool stuff. But yeah, and you could maybe only, like, yeah, if I was like at Kabam, I'd put in all of these, and I'd put them all at like 3K units, and you can only pick 2 of them. You can only buy 2 of them at most, 2 out of the 4, or something like that. I think that'd be nice. It's a cool thing to do. So, for example, if you went with the Awakening bundle, you could still get some of the tier 6 basic and tier 3 alpha, or if you went with the rank up bundle, you can still get an Awakening gem and some more signature stones. So I think that'd be really cool. But yeah, guys, wow, this video went on for a long time, but that's my total thoughts, my thought process on making this. 5 years of experience playing this game. Kind of know what I'm talking about when it comes to this stuff in Kabam. So yeah, I'll be very interested to see if my predictions are right. And yeah, that's gonna do it. Let me know what you guys think of my predictions. You think I'm way off base? You think I'm close? Very interested to read the comments on this one. But yeah, guys, that is gonna do it for this video. A lot of effort and thought went into it, so I would really appreciate if you dropped a thumbs up. It really helps me and the channel out. That is going to do it. Thank you guys so much for watching. We will be whaling out on Cyber Weekend, so stay tuned on the channel. Hit the little bell to be notified when the massive opening goes live. But that's going to do it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace out.